Hey, what's up, y'all? Xavier Victor here, and welcome back to another episode of the Sneaker Resellers Podcast, a podcast for resellers run by a reseller. Today, we're going to be covering a ton of shoes. This week, I thought was going to be not too great. Turns out, it's still not that great, but there is a lot of shoes dropping on October 31st. It's probably the most packed day with potential for the most profit. We're going to be talking about the ALD New Balance Ivory Collection, the Pleasures Crocs. Thought this one was dropping last week. Some raffles did open, but it's going to be officially dropping on restocking on Monday. We got a ton of dunks. We got the Nike Dunk Low Miami Hurricanes, the Arizona State, the Blue Chill, the Kentucky, the Syracuse. I know a bunch of y'all really love those. Tuesday, nothing's dropping for the most part. If I think something's dropping, I'll tell you guys on my Instagram. That's xaviervictor.kicks. Wednesday, we got the Nike Dunk Low Black and White. Not the Panda. This is like the all black white. We also have the Coconut Milk. Thursday, potentially nothing, right? I'll keep you guys updated. Friday, got a ton dropping too. We got the Dunkai Cinnabar, the Nike Dunk Low Panda, the Panda High, the Social Status Nike Air Penny 2 Playground White and Blue. And then Saturday, it doesn't really look like anything that is worth talking about is dropping. And then I have a couple other topics to talk about just to go over all of that. So with that said, let's get into the first shoe on the list to go over. And that is going to be the ALD New Balance Ivory Collection, dropping for $130 on Monday. This is going to be two shoes, right? So one is, I believe, the suede gray, and then the other one is kind of more typical looking ALD shoe. The draw opens October 31st at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the New Balance. Actually, I think it's the ALD website, the AM Leon Dior website. So all you got to do is subscribe to their email list, and then they send you the link, right? Hopefully this isn't one of the drops where they take like a year to ship. Sometimes they do that. Hopefully it is readily available. The thing about most AM Leon Dior New Balance collaborations is that they do resell, right? So do expect this shoe to resell probably like 200 plus, 250 plus. Usually it's around the 300s. I've sold ALDs before, and you know, people love them. You know, and this is going to be probably, you know, one of the better drops. I know the gray suede pair, the one, this shoe actually dropped without like the ALD collaboration. It's a pretty similar one, and that one is actually reselling, I believe, 180. I believe retail was like 110, 120, somewhere around there. So if that tells you anything, that's probably going to be the money pair of the two of them. I would go for both. Just be conscious that it might take like a year to ship. So if it does do that, I don't know if I'm going to be entering, but they usually do tell you within like the day too, whether or not you got the raffle. I think it's really dope. I do like both. I'm going to be going for both, potentially for gifts. I don't know. I feel like this might be a good like December Christmas shoe to give to somebody that actually likes it. I know my older sister really likes this 550 model. So maybe I'll go with that. To give her. But yeah, it is the New Balance 550, if you didn't know that. All right, next shoe to talk about. We got the Pleasure Crocs dropping for $70. So this is going to be dropping at different boutiques. The one that I've seen it uploaded on is Feature. I've bought a couple shoes from them before. This is a restock from 2019, right? So it first dropped, I believe, January of 2019. Currently, they're all reselling, I believe, like 150 plus. If I'm right, yeah, for the most part, 150 plus. I don't know if it'll continue to resell at that amount, but I know I'm going to be going for personal. This is a riskier cop though, so if you are going to be going for the Pleasures Crocs, just be conscious that like it might not resell to the best that you think they might. But this is my favorite October 31st drop. So there is a bunch of raffles that are open. Again, follow my Instagram. I've already posted a ton of them and will continue to post them. I love the skeleton kind of vibe. I need this shoe around the house, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Let me know if you guys are going to be also going for that shoe. Next up, let's talk about the Nike Dunk Low Miami Hurricanes. Greens, oranges. The shoe kind of reminds me a little bit of Christmas. It's giving me Christmas vibes, but obviously that's the Miami Hurricane colorway. This is, I believe, a restock, and right now, currently on StockX, they're all going for like 140 plus. The shoe is retailing, I believe, for 110, and it's not on the sneakers app. I don't believe it's on the Nike app. If you're gonna buy the shoe, it's got to be at a boutique, kind of like Feature, like I mentioned before. But I'm sure they're gonna be at a bunch of other ones like Exhibition, Kit, those kinds of boutiques. But if you're gonna go for it, again, like there's not too much money to be made, so maybe stick personal. But if you are a Miami Hurricane, University of Miami alum, this might be a really great shoe to go for. Let's keep it moving to my alma mater, where I graduated with my master's from, Arizona State, the Nike Dunk Low Arizona State. I actually love this shoe. I thought that they would make it a little too corny when I first heard that they were doing a collaboration, kind of like most of the Adidas ones, or kind of, they overdo it a little bit too much. Yellows, reds, burgundies, I love this shoe. I love the shoe. If I actually wore leather, this would be in my collection without a doubt, just because it is a shoe that I would wear. But currently, it's reselling for 150 plus. It should come down to like 140, 130. So it is pretty much stay personal unless you sell local. If you sell local, you'll be able to make money. But I would be conscious that like the shoe might tank really heavy, right? Because not too many people are gonna like the colorway of yellows, burgundies. It's kind of out there. So stick personals for the most part. Next up, I haven't seen the shoe being advertised anywhere. It is the Nike Dunk High Retro Bruce Lee University Gold. I don't even see it on StockX. Maybe I'm just not typing in the right word. But it's these blacks, these blues, really reminiscent of the Kobe Bruce Lee, but in a dunk format. So that's why I do think it's like super cool. All right. But again, I don't know what's going to resell for. Bruce Lee fans might see the shoe and might be like, you know what, this is the shoe to buy. So maybe it'll go for a lot. Maybe it'll go for like 150 plus. Retail, I do believe, is to be 125. So it is a riskier cop. Again, I've only seen it at boutiques like Feature, Exhibition, Kit. Check those out and enter those raffles because they're currently open. With that, I don't think I need anything more to say about the Bruce Lee. Next up, the Nike Dunkai Blue Chill. These nice baby blues, these whites. I believe it is dropping on the Nike app, but it's also dropping at boutiques all over the US. Stick 100% personal on this shoe. I believe it's currently going for under retail or close to retail, right? It's a really dope shoe though. I do like it a lot. And yeah, currently it's reselling for like 130 plus. So just to give you an idea, retail is 125. So not worth for resale, 100% stick personal. I do love this shoe though. I like it. I like these baby blues. Money shoe of the week. Let's talk about it. It's the Nike Dunk Low Kentucky. There's a 2020 pair, 2022 pair. Both of them are the same on StockX. So, but here's the thing. So I've seen these actually restock at a ton of boutiques, but most of those boutiques that I've been seeing them at are in Europe or in Asia. I haven't seen any in the US so far, but I'll post on my Instagram when I do see them. If I see US boutiques dropping them. Currently, it is reselling for 250 plus. Probably the cheapest you could find it is at 280. It shouldn't be dropping too much more, but if you are gonna go for resale, stick bigger sizes. Kentucky colorway is really nice. This shoe is really sought out for. It's gonna sell. But that's if it sells in the US. The European market is slightly different. So you never know what's gonna happen over there. But again, I'll post them on my Instagram, but I have seen a ton of the shoe already at different boutiques. Next up, the Nike Dunk Low Syracuse 2020, 2022, just like the Kentucky, right? No difference between the two pairs. They sell as the same thing on StockX. So do be conscious if you are buying the shoe, because you might be getting the 2022 version or the 2020 version, but it is the same thing. But the difference is obviously it's 2 years older. Right, so it might not last you as long. Really dope oranges, really dope whites. I like the shoe a lot. It is reselling right now for like 250 plus. It's selling pretty good in smaller sizes though, which is the opposite of the Kentucky colorway. Kentucky was mostly bigger sizes. This shoe is leaning smaller sizes. But again, any size will essentially do for resale if you're gonna do it for resale. I've seen a lot of the shoe also, just so y'all know, like in Europe. I've seen a ton of boutiques dropping the shoe in Europe specifically and Asia. I haven't seen too much in the US, but I'm going to post it on my Instagram, on my stories, if I do see that it drops here. Moving on. Tuesday, not much dropping, so let's keep it moving. Wednesday, November 2nd. Let's talk about the Nike Dunk Low Black White. I believe it's only dropping in grade school sizes, so $90, 100% stick personal. Right now, it's currently going for, I believe, under retail or at retail. So people selling on StockX right now are losing money if somebody buys at their ask. So not worth it. 100% stick personal. Buy for your kids. Buy for your girlfriend. Buy for your boyfriend if they're a grade school size. Go for it. But not worth it. Next up, let's talk about the Nike Dunk Low Coconut Milk. Again, another restock dropping for $110. 100% stick personals. Personals only. I like the shoe a lot. Right. Thing is, it is a women's pair, so I don't believe it comes in extended sizes. It's really nice yellow. It's not overdoing it, but it's almost kind of like just like an all white dunk. Currently, it's reselling for $110 plus. All right, so essentially retail, anybody who's selling on StockX right now is currently losing money. So you might be even get it. You might be even able to get it for under retail at some point. Really affordable dunk. I say this is a pretty good starter dunk. Because it goes with almost everything, but it's not going to resell. So don't go for it for resale purposes. Let's move on to Thursday, November 3rd. Nothing's dropping. Don't worry about it. Moving on to Friday, November 4th. We got the Dunkai Cinnabar, $150. I believe this is on the Sneakers app or the Nike app. It's got these really dope reds, whites, browns. You could tell it's premium material. You could tell it's like really well done. Hopefully there's no quality control issues on this. And obviously it's the LXX, so it is 100% premium. And it is a women's shoe. I actually didn't realize that it was a women's shoe. So that is kind of a lot for like a women's dunk. But it's 100% stick personals. Currently, market is essentially taking it for under retail. Yeah, it's going to go under retail. All right, because $150 is essentially resale price for a regular dunk, selling at $125, $110. So 100% stay away from it. Next shoe to talk about, let's talk about both of them at the same time. It's the Nike Dunk High Panda and Nike Dunk Low Panda. Nike Dunk Low Panda, $110 retail. Still worth going for. So most sizes are going for $140 plus. So if you are going to go for resale, go for a men's, probably a bigger size. But I mean, essentially, you should be able to move it locally for like $150 plus. So that one is good, but the one that isn't that great for resale is a Dunkai Panda, $125, personals only. It's just not doing well. So if you're gonna go for resale purposes only, go for the smaller sizes, right? The Dunk Low, not smaller sizes, but make sure you guys check the market before whatever you're buying. But again, it's really great personal, so might as well just like buy it for personal purposes as well. Last shoe to talk about, the Social Status Nike Air Penny 2 Playground in this black and white colorway. This shoe is pretty cool, right? It's going to be dropping or launching on the 4th, 11 a.m. Eastern time at socialstatuspgh.com. Yeah, okay, I don't know why that took me so long. So you could enter for these shoes in store or online. It's got these really nice whites, blues, grays, pretty old school-esque, vintagey kind of vibes. I like the shoe, but it's not going to resell. 100% stick personals only on this shoe. So that is all the shoes that I did want to talk about, but I do want to talk about a couple other topics right before we end the podcast. Let's go over the FaZe Clan and Nike Lebron 20 collaboration. Now, this is actually a really cool collab. I really like the shoe. I didn't know FaZe Clan was still relevant, but I guess they are. And I didn't know that they had a Jordan kind of collaboration, or they were signed to Jordan. So Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize. Are these all athletes? Because that kind of looks like Kyler Murray in those Jordan Off-White Jordan 5s. But all these blacks, these reds, whites. Love the shoe. Gonna be a really great collaboration. Is it gonna resell? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I feel like it might resell for a bit just because FaZe, but like I don't know if people actually still mess with FaZe just because of all the controversy that has been going on with FaZe recently and some of their old members and members that they kicked out. But I do think this is a really dope shoe. I'm not sure I affiliate myself with FaZe, so that's the thing, right? So for Jordan Brand, it's just like, what do you do, right, with this collaboration? But I think it's cool. I think it's a really dope colorway. Next shoe I want to talk about. This shoe is not going to be dropping, I believe, until next year. But it is the Fly Streetwear Nike SB Dunk. This is a really cool looking shoe. It's got the blues, it's got the whites. Kind of reminds me of like Jackie Robinson, the LA Dodgers dunk, right? But this is the collaboration with the store Fly Streetwear based out of Shanghai in China. And this is essentially what their product is, right? The inspiration behind the sneakers unclear, but the collab appears to reference fly fishing and is equipped with a woven swoosh branded on the lateral side and a special graphic on the heel counter. So I think it's cool. I mean, I think this shoe is going to resell for a good amount. I like the fact that the back tab is this like light lime green kind of colorway. It's got the creams. I think it's cool. I could definitely see fly fishing as the inspiration. I mean, if you're into like Dodgers dunks, LA Dodgers dunks, or any kind of like SB dunks, this is a must in your collection without a doubt. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. It's definitely going to resell as well. Probably 200 plus, 300 plus, somewhere around there. Last thing to address is the big controversy, the Adidas Kanye West designs. Like, what can Adidas continue to produce? What can Kanye continue to produce? So what are my thoughts on it? Well, I think Adidas will continue to produce most of Kanye's designs just without the Yeezy branding. They've been doing this for years with other shoes when collaborators leave. So I don't see anything changing. Obviously, StockX and resale platforms are going to make you distinguish between what you're reselling, right? Is it with the Yeezy branding? Is it not with the Yeezy branding? So I don't think it's actually going to hurt the market much when they start producing these things, because it's not going to be listed under the same listing, right? So those people who want to continue supporting Kanye or like just want the real stuff versus the non-collaborator stuff, they're still going to have the option to go buy that, and the market's not going to be skewed or anything like that. So I don't think that's going to happen. And the one design, though, that like apparently Adidas cannot do is the slides, right? And I think we all saw it coming just because the Addy Light slides, right, is essentially a complete ripoff of the Yeezy slide, right? And the question was like, why would they do that? Well, now I understand why, right? It's because they didn't actually have the patent. So they needed essentially Kanye's permission to continue to produce it. So I think Kanye will take that to whatever brand he makes next. And yeah, I mean, like, I think the slides will probably continue to go up. Besides that, I mean, like, I don't think much else is going to change. Like, a lot of people think it's going to be like a huge, thing with Adidas producing all these like new products without the branding. Well, I don't think it's going to affect the market too much. I think people who like Adidas are going to buy those products. People, it's kind of like buying replicas. Like, people don't want the fake thing. They want the real thing, right? So there's always going to be people buying the real thing. There's always going to be people buying the replica thing just because they like the look, right? So I think the average American is probably going to go with the Adidas version, while like people that are actually into fashion, into like, showing off brands and stuff like that will probably go with the Yeezy branded stuff that they can no longer produce. But that is the episode for today. If you guys like this, make sure you guys give this a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys on the next episode.